Uh-oh, what's happening? What's with all the gathering? What are we waiting for? There's so many people here, hold on. Oh, it's Claudinia!
The bastards who did this. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to make them pay for it. But we're done chasing ghosts below ground for now. We're here to help however we can.
What will you and Phoebe do after this?
Once we help the people of Solitude get back on their feet, I imagine we'll go back to Blackreach. Though our initial investigation didn't reveal anything supernatural, there is still much to uncover and explore. I do not believe our work here is over.
Yeah.
As soon as we heard the news, Claudina insisted we come to offer whatever aid we could. Once again, you have proven yourself to be incredibly brave, and downright fearless. If there's anything I can do to help, just ask.
What will you and Claudinia do next?
Claudina seems intent on going back to Blackreach. After we help the poor people of this place rebuild, we'll head there. Spirits may not have been the culprits of what happened in Dusktown, but that doesn't mean they aren't down there.
True. Maybe you should go to the Grey Keep. So who else is here?
Looking around Solitude, it puts what happened at Dragon Bridge in perspective. I think the Western Holds owe you more than they know.
That they do. So how's the garrison holding up?
Well enough. They're tired but managing. I think everyone here feels the same. Looks like we could all use a drink. Luckily, Ina's here to help.
Oh, Ina's here? Oh yeah.
You've got a habit of saving people in places, don't you? I'm not complaining, of course, merely observing. I've certainly got my work cut out for me here anyway. Doing the only good I know how.
Which is?
Boosting morale, of course. With the mess in Dragon Bridge cleaned up, I've been getting my regular shipments again, which means mead, and a lot of it. I may not be much good at rebuilding, but I know how to keep cups flowing.
Yeah. Nord's lovely mead.
Ina acts like I'm made of glass these days, but I feel stronger than ever. I may have injured my arm, but I can still help Solitude.
How have things been in Dragonbridge?
Better without those Reach bastards crawling through our tunnels like rats. The bridge still stands, thanks to you. And with the strain taken off our operation and the garrison, we're free to help out around here.
Cool. I saw Morg over here.
The only proper thing to do at a memorial service is drinks to the memory of the lost. I'm not sure we have enough stock for all that.
We'll manage. So this is Chief Urzik from the Orc Stronghold.
You have shown yourself to be a true warrior. Not only at Mor Khazgor, but here too. My clan is eager to repay you and help these people. We know they're suffering all too well.
Yeah, glad I could help. Oh, there's Gwendis!
Nothing like standing in a crowd of Nords who barely survived a brush with vampires to make you miss Ravenwatch Castle, eh?
Will you be staying in Skyrim for a while?
We've been told to hold position and monitor the Grey Host's activities, though I'd wager you've done most of the heavy lifting already. It'll very nearly be a bit of a holiday after everything else that's happened.
Yeah.
Walker, you and Fenorian did well to stop the traitor king. We will make sure no other threats befall the city. We swear it.
So what's the Ravenwatch planning?
Rada El Saran is still out there, and eventually he might try something like this again. Solitude may be safe, for now, but wherever he strikes next may not share the same fortune.
Yeah, that's why we're still preparing this Alexa. Oh, there's Vigil.
Solitude's had a rough time of it. Talene and I were planning on heading to Somerset, but I think we could both do some good work here. We can help rebuild and make the city better than it ever was.
We helped him do his last heroic adventure. So what will you do after this?
My thirst for adventure was sated during our time in Lightless Hollow, I assure you, after we help the people here, I fully intend to give Talene a few years of uneventful bliss. Maybe we'll start for Somerset again. Who knows?
Who knows? I see Pickle down there.
Well, you certainly keep busy. I'm sorry for the loss these people have suffered. My husband and I would like to help however we can. It might not be the retirement I envisioned for us, but it's the right thing to do.
So what will you do after this?
If I can convince Vigor, I'd like to take him to Somerset. I fear he'll get bored with nothing to do, but perhaps you really did cure him of his appetite for adventuring.
Perhaps. So Pickle! Can I pet Pickle? Oh, I can! Ah, such a good boy. Yeah. Wish I could take Pickle with me. So, oh yeah, there's the prince. Hold on. Priest Bavian? Oh yeah.
After everything I've seen, I can no longer place my faith in Meridia. But I refuse to abandon my friends.
What will happen to Kilcreath Temple?
We will attempt to seal the temple and purge the corruption. If it were up to me, I would leave it in ruins.
You can't do that. I mean, I know you don't follow Meridia. Oh, there's Tranya.
You gave those Grey Host bastards a good fight, I'll give you that. Now that Dark Moon Grotto is safe again, I'm itching to do the same.
What will you do now?
My people need me. There are still those who endure countless horrors at Greymoor Keep. I want to be there for them when they escape. And I vow to better understand this werewolf-vampire alliance so I can help put an end to all this suffering.
There are still others held at Greymoor Keep?
The flow of escapees to our grotto is small but steady. Word of our community spread quickly. That is why I stay here instead of returning to my home. I can't bear the thought of anyone facing this darkness alone.
What of the other afflicted?
The cure will take time to spread. But once it starts, the effect will quicken. Hopefully a few more of our fallen friends will return to us. It won't be easy by any means. But now that we can cure the infection, we have a way to move forward.
Yeah, I wish you luck. So... Oh, the first mate. They were the ship here that stranded. So how are they going?
As soon as we heard you were caught up in everything going on in Solitude, Captain Malvok had us set out straight away. You may not sail with us, but you're crew, and we look after our own.
So what will you do after all this?
We'll have a proper funeral for our lost crew when we return home. Eventually, we'll refit and continue our work. A little older and wiser, I suppose.
Yeah.
We heard what happened to the city, my friend. After everything you've done for my crew, it seemed only right that we come to offer our help.
What have you and your crew been up to since we last met?
Trying to get things up and running again. We're still searching for a shipwright to make the necessary repairs on the Silver Cormorant, but her sailing days are far from over.
Well, I'm sure you'll find someone. So, we talked to them. Who else is here? Who's... Ah, Biora!
We've had a long road from Karthwatch to here, but all of us survived the journey unharmed. We are together, thanks to you. Our town may be gone, but thank the gods Solitude didn't suffer a similar fate.
What will become of Carthald?
Our town is lost. I've heard stories of towns left empty and untouched after fire, sickness, or storm. I don't see Karthwatch's fate being any different. As for the hold, I suspect the Reachmen take control. There's no one left to fight back.
Yeah, well, you'll take it back, I'm sure. Have you experienced any more visions?
Nothing new, thank the Eight. But the memories of what those witches put in my head still haunts me. What could it mean? The sisters I believed I am descendants of some rich hero, but I have no interest in that. As far as I care, I am a Nord.
Yeah, they'll probably come back to try to get you to fulfill that prophecy.
I won't let what happened to Carthwatch happen anywhere else. If the Reachmen think they can take my homeland, I have an axe that will teach them otherwise.
What will you do now?
I must find a new home for my brothers and sisters of Carthwatch. My brother Fenrir spoke to Jarl Redhan. It may be that we settle in Morthal. I think Bjorra would prefer the high walls of Solitude, though. Wherever we go, we'll stick together.
I wish you both luck. So, are you the Magister?
Praise the divines for sparing Solitude. I have enough souls to mourn today.
Yeah, a lot of dead. So, Lady Nathenna.
My friend, you have done so much for the holds of Western Skyrim. I fear it is a debt that can never be repaid. And bringing Freywin back to us, you will always have my thanks.
Oh yeah, that's Freywin's mother. There's Freywin. How have things been in Morthal?
Freywin's return is a blessing. Some have just taken longer to understand that. Sadly, there are no balms for broken trust.
It'll take time. Give it time.
Mother always told me stories of growing up in Solitude, but I never expected it to feel like this. All these people, and buildings are so close together. How does anyone live here without feeling trapped?
How are you feeling?
As funny as it is to say, out of place. I spent so long in exile. I'm happy to be home. Mother has been so kind to me, but there is so much I need to mend with her, with my father. But I'm here, thanks to you. We all are, as I hear.
Glad I could break your curse. So where's your father? What does he think? So we talked to the priest, High Priest Ingot.
Surely the gods sent you to Western Skyrim. May Arcade grant you the strength to strike down every last one of those fiends of the Grey Host.
Well, I follow Azura. Maybe it was her.
I'm not the Jarl you need to speak to. The longer you keep Svanna waiting, the more anxious this crowd will get.
Well, I have to talk to everyone first.
The Skald King welcome to the Blue Palace with open arms? Svargrin would be spinning in his grave, if he had one.
Yeah, well, he's a traitor, so he won't get one.
A proper having a dirge for Svargrim? I haven't attended one of those since I snuck into Solitude as a young man. Not the most auspicious start to Svanna's rule, but it'll teach her wisdom.
Yeah, she's been through a lot.
The people appear apprehensive of our presence here, but no one has voiced their dissent. That's reassuring.
Yeah, it's a start. So I think I've talked to everyone except Lyris.
We're all waiting for Svanna, and she's waiting for you. Go and talk to her.
I will, but where's Fenorian? He's probably still with the clever woman in the Mages Guild. So there was Marg over there. Is anyone else hiding?
Try not to be superstitious. That brings bad luck.
Doesn't look like it. Okay, let's talk to Svanna.
I was hoping you'd return before we began. Tell me you've got good news.
We do. There's a cure.
I'll feel a lot better delivering a speech about healing and hope, knowing that we're on the road to recovery. What did Fen have to say about the elixir?
They're making it as we speak, but he says they'll need more netherroot soon.
Not the best news, but I'll take it. So long as we have enough to protect our soldiers, we have a fighting chance against the Grey Host. I'll go to the Undergrove myself, if that's what it takes.
Fen also believes that he can make a cure for the Harrowed.
Now that would be cause for celebration. If he can really bring back even a fraction of those we lost to the Harrowstorms, I'm willing to try. That's all I needed to hear. We should begin the ceremony before the crowd grows more restless.
What do you have planned?
Nothing fancy. Just a traditional Nord wake. To mourn and celebrate those we've lost, and cherish the lives we still have.
I'd like you to join us.
Sure. I'd love to participate in a Nord wake. Very well.
None of us would be here to sing dirges for the dead or celebrate the living if not for you. I certainly wouldn't be here, ready to leave my hold. You've supported me since I started down this path. I'm honored to have you here at the end.
I'm honored to be here. So I got a crown. Here we go.
Sons and daughters of Skyrim, we have the honor today of remembering the dead.
Honor to the fallen.
Sons and daughters of Skyrim, our trials were fierce, but we are still here.
We stand and we remain.
Now, we raise our voices to tell Sovngarde of the coming of the worthy dead, and to tell the world that the Nords are still here. We are still standing!
The fallen now march home to hallowed halls, to join our ancestors in boundless drink and song and brawls. Let sound the horns, let peal the bells, let loose the ancient hymn. We will remain until time ends, we children of Skyrim.
That was great!
I can't think of a more fitting send-off for my father than Nords of both kingdoms mourning side by side. Skyrim may be divided, but at least our honored dead are united in Sovngarde.
What are your plans going forward?
Jorun, Redharn and I need to form a plan to distribute Fenn's elixir and push back against the Grey Host. And acquire more netherroot, it seems. There's a lot to be done, but I'm surrounded by good people. I trust we'll get through this together.
Anything I can help with?
I can't leave everything to you, you know. Well, I probably could. But even Greymoor took a rest now and again. Let us shoulder the burden for a while. I'm sure I'll need to call on you again soon enough.
Well, I'll be here if you need me. Will you take over as High Queen?
I don't know. It's not important, not right now. What matters is rallying the people against the enemy. Our real enemy. If that means seeking the crown, then I'll do what needs to be done.
Do you think Svargrim passed on to Sovngarde? I doubt that. He's a traitor.
Sovngarde is a place for the honored dead. Svargrim gave up his seat in the Hall of Valor when he made his pact with the Ashen Lord. Wherever he is, I hope he regrets how he got there.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope. So yeah, that song was great. Not sure what happens now, because that's the story done.
I'm glad to be done with this. Diplomacy and investigation aren't my favorite pastimes. They seem to suit you, though. You stepped up to the task better than I could have hoped.
I learnt a lot from Chimera. Will you be leaving Western Skyrim now?
I'll be staying so long as Jorun's here. Or until I can persuade him to send me after Rada al-Saran. That leech owes a lot of blood to us, and I intend to squeeze it out of him. We have to find him first.
Well, I want to kill him too, and I want to find out more about him, so take me with you. Do you have any leads?
Whatever his plans were after sacking Solitude, we haven't uncovered them. With any luck, the Skald King will send me on a raid of the Grey Host, and I can beat some answers out of a few of them.
Let me know if you do.
Count on it.
Yeah, I can count on Lyris.
I hadn't had a moment to honor the fallen of Morthal since you came to my doorstep. Kind willing, they made their passage to Sovngarde.
Will you be returning to Morthal?
When things are settled here, Hjalmarch has weathered these storms better than Hafingar and Karthal. If we can keep the kingdom from complete collapse, it's worth a few weeks away from my home and hearth.
Yeah, need to protect it.
Princess Jarl Svanna reminds me more of the Queen every passing moment. We're in good hands, I think.
Will you serve her as you did Svargrim?
I'll pledge myself to her, if she'll have me. I was fool enough to follow Svargrim as long as I did.
so it's more than I deserve.
He had many fooled.
He did, but I was by his side day in and day out. If anyone should have seen what he was becoming and put a stop to it, it was me. I owe a lot to Solitude for my failure. If Svanna allows me to repay it, I'll be glad.
Well, he may have gone mad, but you're still loyal, and loyalty is rare.
In their own way, the people of Western Skyrim are as strong as the Nords of the East. Even after so much suffering, they still stand against the howling wind. We shall do everything within our power to help them recover.
Do you think Svanna's ready to rule Western Skyrim?
Blood alone does not make one worthy to rule a hold, let alone an entire kingdom. The princess will lead for now, but many questions must be answered before the Jarls crown a new ruler of Solitude. That's what a moot is for.
What are you going to do now?
If Princess Svanna agrees, I want to bring more of my people from Eastmarch to help restore Solitude and the Western Holds. My retinue is too small to deal with everything. We need more hands.
Will the people of Western Skyrim accept help from Eastmarch?
All I can do is to offer my aid in good faith. Whether they decide to grab my hand or to slap it away, that's up to them. Despite our differences, I love this land. It's as much Skyrim as my beloved Eastern holds. I would not see it suffer.
Do you think Eastern and Western Skyrim might reconcile?
Today? No, the time isn't right. As for the future, who can say? Svargrim was never interested in finding a path to reconciliation. Princess Svanna isn't a father, that much is clear. So I suppose I can hope.
We can hope that she'll do the right thing.
My heart goes out to these people. We are no strangers to conflict back east, but none of our holds have been ravaged by the kind of devastation brought by the Grey Host. We are fortunate that you stopped them.
It's a team effort. Me, Fenorian, Svanna, and Lyris. Svanna was impressive. She really stepped up when her kingdom needed her.
So I've heard. The princess has come a long way from the girl I met so long ago. And I've changed as well. I'm not quite as obnoxious and close-minded as I was when my father first formed the Ebonheart Pact. At least I try not to be.
Yeah, I remember you were rather hot-headed. Maybe him and Svanna might get married? Who knows? Do you think there can finally be peace between East and West?
If the princess remains in charge of the Western Holds, I think the chances of true reconciliation are good. My father will certainly do everything he can to make that happen. And so will I. Princess Svanna, she's become a very impressive woman.
Yep, he's into her.
Well, you certainly keep busy.
Okay, you said that before.
Walker, you and Fenorian did well to stop the traitor king. We will make sure no other threats befall the city. We swear it.
Yeah. So I don't think anyone else would have anything to say.
We made it through, if barely. When the clouds began to gather over Castle Dower, I feared I'd have to witness... Thank you for stopping it. I don't know that my heart could bear another Carthwatch.
So what will become of Carthwatch now?
The rest of Carthold fared as poorly as its capital. The hold has been laid to waste, its people dead or scattered. With so few left to rebuild and resettle, I fear the Reachmen will come to claim it long before the Nords set roots there again.
What will you do then?
I have already pledged myself to Svanna. I will serve as her court mage. I hope to counsel her better than I did Jarl Olfwen. For now, I've used my status in the Mages Guild to solicit their aid in producing the Harrowstorm elixir.
Yeah, that's great. So yeah, we completed the quest. We saved Solitude, at least for now. But Rada El Saran is still out there.
We all lost someone today. A comrade, a father, a friend. I'm fortunate enough to have gained a good leader, at least. Well, we all have.
Are you going to stick by Svanna?
Who do you take me for? It'd besmirch my reputation to abandon a kingdom in such desperate need of cheer. Mog does not leave a place less joyful than he finds it. I'll be coordinating morale efforts from the Lonely Troll if you need me.
I expect nothing more from Mog. So yeah, we saved Solitude for now. Fenorian's working on the elixir to help the Harrod. And yeah, we still have Rada El Saran to deal with, but that'll be the next DLC. Hopefully we see more of the Raven Watch and Fenorian, Lyris, and of course Svanna in the next story. We'll see. So yeah, I really enjoyed this story and remembered some things from Skyrim, which was good. And that song at the end was great. I really enjoyed Greymoor. Such a good chapter. And definitely looking forward to the next DLCs and where this story is going to go. And definitely want to learn more about Rada El Saran and his motivations. Because we know he doesn't like Molag Bal. We know he wants to bring his brothers and sisters of the Grey Host back. But beyond that, we don't know his end game, what he wants, and what his motivations are next, especially now that we stopped this Harrow Storm in Solitude. So yeah, I'm going to end this one here. Thanks for watching.
The fallen now march home to hallowed halls, to join our ancestors in boundless drink and song and brawls. Let's sound the horns, let peal the bells, let loose the ancient hymn. We will remain until time ends, we children of Skyrim.